welcome to my channel. So I decided to do a series of videos on growing an Instagram account. And I'm going to be discussing Instagram from my perspective, which is that of a fashion and lifestyle type of feed or profile. But I also think that most of the tips and the things that I discuss are going to apply to any type of like public account. So whether you do beauty or fashion or lifestyle or food or whatever your focus is, I think that my tips could help you. So don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert necessarily, or I don't have 1 million followers yet. That's kind of the goal, to get up there. But I still thought it would be helpful to take you along on my journey and then follow along as we do grow, as my account does grow, and just have you follow along the way and know how I get to each point in the journey. And see that. So basically right now when I'm filming this video, I have a little over 2,800 followers. So which brings us to first things first, so creating your account. Now I'm going to start with kind of giving you some basics of setting up your account. I'm assuming that most of you probably already do have an Instagram account, and that's why you're here, that's why you're watching the video. But just in case you don't, I'll briefly go over some of the basics of setting one up, just in case you are starting from scratch. But again, even if you do already have an account set up, I think some of the things I talk about could help you. Maybe you need to go back and tweak things a little bit. So hopefully, no matter what, if you are just starting out or if you already have an account, what I talk about, you'll find some information that you can that could help you out. So first of all, as you probably know, Instagram is only really super user friendly if you use it through their phone apps. I have an iPhone, so of course I use the iPhone app, but I'm sure the Android version works pretty much exactly the same. There might be a couple of slightly different features, but I'm going to be discussing it from my perspective, which is using it mostly through the iPhone app. Now I do go on desktop on a PC, to do some things and tweak some things, or sometimes tweak my profile, but pretty much for the most part, you're going to find that if you try to use it on your desktop or a laptop computer, that you won't have access to all the features, and for lack of a better word, it's a lot clunkier to use that way. They don't intend for you to use it from a regular computer. So pretty much you're going to be using Instagram from your phone, from their app. So first thing you're going to want to do is sign up for an account with your email. And now it's been a while since I've done this, so some things, let me know if I say anything that is changed now. But from what I remember, you sign up with your email address or your phone number, and you can also sign up with your Facebook account. And in case you didn't know, Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same people. So Facebook owns Instagram basically, and then you can also link a Facebook business page to your Instagram account, and then you can create a personal account or a business account or a creator account, and you can link a Facebook page, I think, to either of them, but the personal account you can't link into a personal, but you can link it to your business or your creator account. So a little background on my Instagram history is that I have I started out with just a personal private Instagram account, and I actually started that out way back in 2011 or 2012, and just posted a couple pictures of my cat and then kind of forgot about it and didn't do much with it. But then when I decided in February of 2019 to start trying to build a following and start trying to do a lifestyle fashion page, I decided to create a new account. So like I said, February 2019 is when I did that, and then I had an unfortunate incident later in 2019 where my iPhone got bricked during an update, which is a whole nother long story we could talk about in a different video. But when that happened, I had tons of photos on there that I lost, and I kind of lost the motivation to update my Instagram because I had lost a bunch of my photos that I would be using on Instagram. So I actually had a few months back in 2019 where I had a lapse and I didn't post for a while. So I actually started growing really quickly when I first started my public Instagram, and then once I lost my photos and my phone got locked, I got locked on my phone, I wasn't posting for a while, so I started losing followers. So that's kind of one tip right there, just early on, is that you don't really want to take a break for too long from posting on your account, because people will start to unfollow you. And then ever since then, I didn't have quite the same rate of growth that I did before that happened. So try not to take any big breaks once you get going. Try, even if you slow down a little bit for a while, you can always tell people on your page, I'm taking a little break, but you don't really want to do it for too long because people will start to unfollow you. So anyway, I digressed just a bit, but I wanted to get back to setting up or updating your account. So as I mentioned, you could have either a personal, business, or creator account. So I would suggest starting as a business or creator account and not as a personal account. Again, I started as personal, but I soon learned that I wanted to see my analytics and you have more access to things like that. So I switched over. So now I'm a creator account, and then you get to basically, again, starting out, just to go over basics, there are 2 names that you have to choose for your account. There's the Instagram handle or the username, which is the @ name with the little @ symbol, and that's going to be the one at the very top of your bio. And this is the one, your username or handle is the one that has to be unique. So you can't choose anything that someone else is already using. And Instagram will let you know when you are setting up your account if you choose something that someone else is already using. You can always add like a number after it, or something like an underscore or a dot to it, because that's all that you can use actually in your username. Is it's all lowercase, it's all one word, but you can use letters, numbers, underscores, and dots. So if someone already has something that you like your name or something that you want to use, you can always go ahead and add like the underscore, the dot, or a number to it. And of course, it should be catchy and always reflect the type of account you will have, like make sense. Mine is called Carol Near the City, which is also the name of my YouTube channel, if you didn't notice. So it's kind of just a play on living in the suburbs of the big city, and your username can be up to 30 characters. Mine is 16. Mine's just letters, so I chose not to do any underscores or dots in it. I kind of think that it's better not to put the underscores and dots if possible, but some people thinks it kind of spreads out the makes it easier to read, makes the name easier to read. So it's totally more of a personal preference. I don't think Instagram really has a preference. My tip personally is to not use all 30 characters. I think like mine, 16 is kind of a good length, because it is, when I see like the really long ones, sometimes I have trouble reading them and I have trouble remembering them. So I think if you use something that's super long, people just it's not quite as catchy, not quite as memorable. Of course, if it's your name and your name's really long or something that you're really committed to, then definitely go ahead and use the longer name. But in my opinion, a little bit shorter counts. I also tend to not love the really short ones, so I think kind of a medium, like I kind of like where mine is at, which is kind of like in the middle, so like 15, anywhere between like 14 and 20 characters maybe is good in my opinion, but again, that's kind of more just an opinion. So once your account is set up and you've chosen a unique username or handle, then you can go ahead and edit your profile. So the name, so there's the 2 names. So the username is the unique name, and then there's the other name field in your Instagram bio, which is the bold text that's going to be listed under your profile picture. So this one is searchable, and it's pretty much the only searchable thing in your bio as far as I understand. And it can be different than your Instagram handle or username. So in my case, I actually I spelled out Carol Near the City with the spaces in it and the capital letters. So that's very easy for people to see. That's my name, since, your other one is kind of run together in all little letters. So they will, just so you know, Instagram only allows you to change that name twice within 14 days. So it's, you just want to be careful and not pick anything too crazy. I heard there was some challenge on Instagram trying to get people to change it to something crazy, and then people didn't know that you couldn't change it again. So they were stuck with that for 14 days. So just be careful about that. But yeah, so just put some keywords maybe in that name field that pertain to what your account is about, like what your focus is, because again, that is searchable, so it's a great place to put some keywords in there. I actually repeated, like I said, my username with spaces so that people can easily read it, and then I put a line after Carol Near the City, just a straight up and down line, and then I put the word Chicago, since that's the city that my username refers to, and Carol Near the City. So that way, if someone searches for Chicago, theoretically, I could come up in search results. Of course, there's a million other bios with or more with that Chicago in there, but you do want to put some things in there. You might want to put blogger or lifestyle, or whatever you think is good to help people find your page. So and then another tip, we're still working on building our profile and our bio. So another thing is to choose a great picture as your profile picture. It's going to be one of the most important pictures on your Instagram, since everyone will see it and associate it with your account. Personally, I like to use one where like my face is fairly close up, and there's a great color, like a bold color in the picture, and it's clear. If I see people's profile picture and they're very small picture, I'm always like, what is that? They're very small, so it's very hard to see. So you want to make something that's, to me, very more close up and clear. In my current one now, I'm wearing a bright orange top, and it's a pretty close up picture of myself. I think I probably should update it for winter because my picture's kind of more like a summer springy picture. But I would suggest, one tip I would suggest is not changing your profile picture super often, because I think people kind of, like I said, associate it with you. And so if I see someone's account, I kind of start associating that picture with their account. And if they change it all the time, it gets a little confusing and you start to forget who they are more. So I think maybe change it with the seasons, or, that's kind of what I do is kind of change it maybe just 4 times a year with the seasons would be just what I think. So let me know what you guys think about that and how often you change your pictures. But I just don't like to be able to not see what's in someone's pic, like I said, and also don't like when they changed all the time. So those are kind of 2 tips that I have for choosing your profile picture, some tips there. I've actually had, if I can't see what's in someone's profile picture, I've actually gone so far as to take a screenshot and then so I could expand it to see what's in it. So if you have to do that with someone's profile picture, I don't think that's a good profile picture. So don't make me do that, and follow my tips for there. Another thing for suggestion for your whole profile is don't leave your profile blank. That could be one of the worst things you could do on Instagram. So definitely tip number 1, I would say, is definitely don't leave your picture blank. If you see that it means someone that's not very dedicated to their Instagram and isn't really, maybe someone's just on there to like other people's pictures and stuff, but not if you're trying to grow your own Instagram. You never want to do that. Back to your bio, other things you want to include so people can contact you, especially if you're trying to be an influencer or maybe get some brand collabs, that type of thing, is you definitely want to have your email address in your bio. Now, to be honest, I just recently added mine. I don't know if it's necessarily requirement in the very beginning, but people can definitely DM you if you don't have your email there. I do think if you're setting up your Instagram as a business or creator account, that they do require your email or your phone number. I had originally set mine up as a personal account, so mine wasn't in there originally, but when I switched it over, it wasn't still in there, so I just added mine. So I think that you only have so much room, which is 150 characters for your bio total. So I didn't have room to actually put my email. Some people actually put the little emoji for the letter and then put their email address after that to show it right in their bio. I didn't have room to put that in there, so I just put it actually in the contact options under edit profile. You can go to your contact options and include either your phone number or your email address or both. And then you can also make it, then you have to choose to make it visible. It'll actually just say email, and people can click on the button that says email, and then it'll directly take them to your email address. So just make sure under profile display that you make your email visible, and your phone number if you want. I don't think you probably want to put your phone number on there, at least not yet, but make your profile, make it visible under profile display for your email. And then if you want, you can even put your email address in both places, like directly typed out in your bio and also under that other category. So it's up to you how you want to do that. And then if you have a business or creator account, you can also make your category visible. So there's different categories you can choose, your category label. And for instance, some examples would be like blogger or digital creator. So I chose blogger, even though right now I'm technically not. I'm more of just an Instagram blogger. I do have a blog set up. I can go into that later, but I haven't really been updating it. So you can choose blogger, digital creator. There's several other options that you can choose for your category label, and then you can choose to make that visible or not visible as well. So mine just says blogger, and I did make mine visible. Okay, so from my understanding, hashtags in your bio are not searchable. I used to have some hashtags in my bio, but then I read online that they're not searchable. So I don't really see a reason to put a lot of hashtags or necessarily any hashtags in your bio. One exception would be if you do have a hashtag that you created personally. Like sometimes creators will make their own hashtag, try to get other people for it to catch on, which is we'll talk about maybe later in another video. But so if you have something like that, maybe put that hashtag in your bio. But besides that, I don't think you really need to put hashtags in your bio. Also, like I said, don't leave your profile picture blank. Don't leave your bio blank. Some people do this. I don't think that's a good idea, and I almost never will follow someone that leaves their bio blank because I just think, you want to know something about the person, it's a good way to quickly learn something about, you. So don't leave your bio or your profile picture blank, please. And so yeah, that's about it for this first video. I hope you found my first video on Instagram helpful and informative. And please let me know in the comments what you thought and what questions you have for me. And I'd also like to know what you'd like to see in future videos, because we're going to be doing, like I said, a series, and we're going to be following along as hopefully I grow my Instagram a little bit more through the through my process. So just again, let me know your questions. Let me know if you have any thoughts, or if you have any other thoughts on what I said. And I know you guys can probably teach me a lot of things as well. So again, just share what you want to in the comments, and I'll never pretend to know more than I do. And Instagram is always evolving, so we're always going to be having new things to learn. So hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for following along.